Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about creatine monohydrate and creatine supplementation in athletes. The intended use of creatine is mostly used by athletes to increase strength, build lean muscle mass, and maximize performance. Athletes also experience a slower decline in overall muscle power during exercise and performance and an improved quality of workout. It is important for all those supplementing creatine to understand how it works in the body, how to properly supplement the product, if it is safe for the body, and if it is legal to use during sports performance. When the rate of ATP utilization exceeds mitochondrial respiration rate, there is a system in the body that can provide energy. This system is called the creatine phosphorylcreatine system. The creatine phosphorylcreatine system conserves ATP homeostasis at specific sites of high energy turnover. With this system already present in the body, creatine is a compound that derives naturally from amino acids and is mostly found in the skeletal muscle. In muscle, it exists as phosphocreatine, providing high energy phosphate for adenosine diphosphate to restore adenine triphosphate concentration rapidly via the creatine kinase reaction. When ATP is needed in the tissues, the creatine kinase reaction takes place and rapidly transforms ATP into energy for the muscles. When more ATP is present in the muscle, it can work for longer periods of time without becoming fatigued. This causes an increase in overall muscle mass, power, and strength. Growth hormone and testosterone are two hormones that also stimulate muscle growth and aid in the increase in overall muscle strength and power. This is a table with the results of the 8 studies I found on the effects of creatine supplementation on sports performance. One of the studies found creatine supplementation to be ineffective in sports performance. All of the other 7 studies found creatine to be effective in sports performance. For example, in the first study, creatine supplementation prevented the decline in lower limb muscle power during preseason progressive training in soccer players. Another example is the fact that creatine supplementation was found effective for the 50-meter sprint swim. A final example is creatine was also effective when applying plyometric training along with the supplementation. Creatine does not have an intended user, but has been found to be a successful supplement in many sports. It is mostly used by male athletes over the age of 18. This is due to the underdevelopment of the body and muscles at a younger age. Of the studies researched, the participants included elite, amateur, and competitive athletes. Most of the athletes were male soccer players, swimmers, cyclists, and volleyball players. 2 of the 8 studies used female athletes as test subjects. How to use creatine as a supplement. Most of the studies used creatine in the powder form and dissolved it in juice to disguise the taste. The typical dose in each study was 20 grams per day divided into 4 equal doses given throughout the day. This is done to allow a constant flow of creatine in the muscles. It seems as though frequent supplementation throughout the day is proven to be more effective than once-a-day supplementation. This table breaks down each of the 8 studies I researched. It shows who the researchers used as subjects, what form they gave the supplementation in, and how they broke up the dosages. All studies used subjects between the age of 18 and 26, and only 2 studies used females as test subjects. For example, my first reference, 14 elite Brazilian male soccer players, the age of 18 plus or minus a year, were given the powdered form of creatine dissolved in juice to disguise the taste. The total dosage was 20 grams a day, divided into 4 equal doses per day for 1 week, then followed by a single daily dose of 5 grams for the next 6 weeks. This timing and dosage of supplementation and form was found to be effective for this particular study. Another example, my third reference, the test subjects were 12 male cyclists aged 18 to 40. The form was also powder creatine dissolved in water. However, this study gave the subjects 3 grams per day. They were given this supplementation once a day for 28 days and found the supplementation to be effective. Here are the remaining 4 of my studies that I looked at. One of the studies that used females as the test subjects found 20 female competitive swimmers aged 17 to 26. They were given 5 grams of creatine 4 times a day, totaling 20 grams. Creatine supplementation was also found effective in this study. Safety and legality of creatine monohydrate. Some side effects found with creatine supplementation are muscle cramps, upset stomach, diarrhea, dizziness, high blood pressure, liver dysfunction, kidney damage, and weight gain. Creatine monohydrate is not banned by the IHSA, NCAA, and WADA. It is important for athletes supplementing creatine to know the side effects and legalities that go along with supplementation if you choose to use one. Here are 2 examples of creatine monohydrate. The first is a brand called Mushashi. For 700 grams of this particular creatine, it would cost $31.40. If you would break down how much it would cost for 30 days, it would be $13.40. Another popular brand is GNC, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. To get creatine monohydrate through GNC, 1,000 grams would be $27.99. To break that down to 30 days, it would be $4.19 for 30 days. Each brand is going to have different serving sizes and different sizes of containers offered. Depending on the brand, individuals should choose the one that best fits their desired outcome and cost. In conclusion, creatine monohydrate is used to increase strength, build lean muscle mass, and maximize performance. Creatine aids the body in transforming ATP into energy that the muscles need to operate. Some side effects may be experienced, including muscle cramps, weight gain, dizziness. Creatine is not a banned substance by the IHSA, NCAA, and WADA. Although creatine is not banned, it is important to check with your athletic trainer before using this supplement to avoid any complications during your season.